Hey everyone, I would like to present to you today CarSim, a randomized multimodal approach that aims to explore the different types of RL agents and image-based approaches that significantly enhance the performance of autonomous driving agents. The environment that we're going to use today is going to be the Udacity self-driving car simulator and gym highway environment. So just to give it a spin, let's take a look at how it works. So this is a driving simulator, and essentially there's a script that is run on the backend, and you just call Python drive.py with a track, and you select autonomous mode, and the car is going to be driving itself. How the car is being driven is basically a combination of angle, which is shown here, a speed, as well as the reverse or going forward. So this is a pre-trained model that we have already used, and it can run on different types of tracks. For example, that was the previous one. Now you have a different one. You can also you can also choose to run on different tracks, but we'll just be showing these two tracks as what the experience is going to explore. Cool. So now you have an idea of how the environment looks like. We're going to dive into some background and related work. So so what we're going to be using in this experiment is going to be behavior cloning and CNN network. And essentially what is passing as input is a camera image that can be, so that's either left, right, or center. And you go through different layers, and in the end you get a single output, which is the vehicle control. In our case, will be the steering angle. And in figure 3, you can see that how this entire system works is that you have 3 images. It goes through random shift rotation, passes into the CNN network, and you generate a steering command, and you compare it with the actual command that's gotten from the training data, and you get an error, and you backpropagate through the CNN network to update the CNN parameters. Cool. So what is the problem that we're facing? One of the principal challenges in autonomous driving is the inherent limitations posed by availability and diversity of training data. So in the context of our simulator, we want to be able to use the limited amount of data and still be able to train the best model. And we're going to explore how that is going to be best achieved. Now let us move into how the two different models are being trained. So essentially we passing a training data repository which contains of different images as well as the throttle, steering, and the reverse, which is we pass into our model. We essentially do some data cleaning, making sure that there is not too much data at one specific steering angle, and then we split our data set into training and validation. We then process our images. In this case, we'll be only looking at a road, just cutting out the top part and making the image smaller so that it's easier to fit into memory. And then we define a model which consists of different convolution 2D layers as well as fully connected layers. We implemented dropout, but we found out that dropout actually decreases the performance, so we did not keep it. And then we basically fit the model doing 100 data points in each batch and also training for 10 epochs. It took about 10 minutes, and this is the loss graph. As you can see, the validation loss is plateauing at around 0.04, whereas the training loss is continuing decreasing. This means that there is an overfit of data, and this means that although it can perform pretty well in training, it might not generalize well. Now let's move into our second model, which we basically do the same thing, data cleaning and image processing, but in this case, we'll be also doing some panning of the image, and then also zooming the image. We also adjust image brightness and image random flip. This random augment will be conducted for each image during the training data for each of the image passing through the CNN network. And as you can see, the loss is continually decreasing, and the validation loss is as well. Now let's look at let's look at the null augmentation data performance. This is how it performs in one of the tracks. Essentially, you want to be keeping your speed at 30 miles per hour, and if your speed decreases, that means that you ran into an obstacle, or if you completely stop, that means that your car stopped. This is another track that we ran our first model in. As you can see, it still completely halts, but if you compare with the augmentation, we can see that the image continually keeps the car continually keeps its speed at 30 miles per hour without stopping, without running into any obstacles. Okay, now you have seen our first experiment. We want to invite you to further explore the highway gym environment. As you can see, here is an image of the training that we did for DQN, for PPO, as well as DQN CNN. And we want to invite you to see this, read this paper for yourself to see the difference between the three different agents in different environments. One is the base environment, one with higher vehicles count, and one with higher lanes count. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and I hope you took away something from it.